Hello, Emerge Wrestling fans, and welcome to the card rundown for Emerge 75 Diamonds Are Forever this Saturday, February 3rd, 2024, and we are here to bring you that action here tonight. John Gates, AEW Alert, and Commissioner Chris Lowe. Gentlemen, how are we feeling tonight?
Excited.
Because of an amazing card, right?
This Saturday, baby.
I tell you what, we have a tremendous event to bring you this Saturday. That is going to be at the Bartholomew County Fairgrounds in the illustrious community building. You're going to want to be there because tickets are going fast. So absolutely go right now to emergewrestling.com. Get the hotline on the promotional materials. However you can possibly get your tickets, get them now because, gentlemen, they are going extremely quick. And that's because of the tremendous card that our commissioner has put together, as he always does. So thank you. You do a phenomenal job.
Well, thank you for hosting. I appreciate the...
And I bet the Emerge offices have been, it's been a little bit easier even to book some of these matches because of the help that you've received, right?
The help at the offices as of late has been stellar. Started a little rough, but it's been fantastic lately.
I think things are running quite smoothly here lately. I think.
Did you get him a job too?
We could work that out.
I'm sure we could. There's probably a lot of stuff that we could have you do there. But, of course, we are talking about the addition to the palatial Emerge offices, the addition of the President of the United States of Jeremy Hadley, Jeremy Hadley. And that is because in that match against Paragon a few months ago, for that #1 contendership, the other stipulation was that if Hadley ended up losing, he would work with our good buddy Commissioner as his assistant. And it's been going swimmingly. So swimmingly that you delivered him a phenomenal match, or well, not a match announcement, but an announcement in general, where last month we learned that his, what is he even, is this his vice president, his secretary of defense? What in the world is Kenny Cage to him?
I'm calling him a stand-in.
I mean, he's brilliant. Let's give him credit give credit where credit's due. Regardless of his title, he's brilliant, and he's gonna continue to help improve the United States of Jeremy Hadley.
Brilliant is an interesting word to use because this Saturday, that man is going to have to be brilliant because he's got a lot riding on this one. Our Facebook Live match, presented by our good friends over at Positive Performance, is going to see Kenny Cage as that stand-in, as you mentioned, against Brutus Atwell. Oh, my goodness. What a way to start that evening. And even better, too.
I don't know if brilliance is a requirement for that match, by the way. Let's just see. Let's just call it like that.
It was easy to book. You want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before the announcement, I decided what I was going to do, and with the switcheroo with Cage and Hadley, and Brutus Atwell was at the office filling out some paperwork, and I just walked by and said, "Hey, Brutus, you want to beat up Kenny Cage?" He said, "Yeah."
Did you even have to ask him? You could have just shown him a picture.
Well,
are you sure he was filling out paperwork or diving in the dumpster again?
Did you sanitize that paper?
Hadley just cleaned out the fridge, right? That was his last dude.
I didn't say where the paperwork was.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in Lurch, I mentioned that he's going to have to be brilliant, and not just intellectually going up against Brutus Atwell. We have seen how close Brutus Atwell has gotten to tag team gold with his partner in LaDon Sanders. Swamp Funk has hit the ground running, and they've come so close to getting those tag championships. So Kenny Cage is going to have to be on his absolute A game if he doesn't want to besmirch the great name of the Triple Crown champion, Jeremy Hadley. You heard that part, right? Yeah, Kenny Cage's record.
A for assistant, and he is, and he will be on his A game as expected.
Well, he better be because his record is going to count against Hadley.
Okay, well...
We'll see what happens with that because, once again, if Kenny does lose, that will go against Jeremy Hadley's record. And Hadley isn't all that great with taking stuff like that, is he?
Well, you also got to remember Hadley promised to train Kenny. So I'm sure things will be fine.
Teach him the moonsault 450 figure four leg lock, or what's he calling it now?
I don't know what he's calling this week.
Hey, here's one thing, though, between the two of them. Kenny Cage can actually say that he has never been defeated in an Emerge ring, quite like Hadley likes to say. So let's see if he can keep that streak going this Saturday against Brutus Atwell. But, gentlemen, all jokes aside with that one, we have an incredible card to get to. And starting the night off hot is our first match of the evening. And it is going to be for Tag Team Gold. We just mentioned it. This match sponsored by our good friends over at Mark and Jesse's Fireworks Shack, where we will see indeed the team of Sean Kemp and Chase Holiday. They are once again going to go up against the team of Jordan Cage and Chris Owens. And gentlemen, there is quite a bit to this one. As we saw at the last event, Jordan Cage took off with the championship belts. He gave them back and got a title match for it with a partner of his choosing. Well, during that match that we saw, not only did we see Jordan Cage do his little trickery, they ended up actually getting the victory. But the way that they got the victory was by disqualification. So, of course, no championship changes hands. So this one here, I mean, Kamish, I thought I saw Jordan Cage and Chris Owens once again run away with those championship belts.
So did I. And I was about to make a phone call and fire 2 people. When I got a call from Jordan Cage simply stating, check your vehicle. And
what?
Check your vehicle.
What does that mean?
Well, I walked out to my car, and there were 2 title belts sitting in the back seat.
Of your locked car?
Of my locked car.
Okay, that's an interesting note that I didn't know about. Jordan Cage has been playing these mind games for several months with the tag champions. The tag champions are as confident as ever, and you would imagine that they would be going into this match because they actually know who the 2 competitors are going to be standing in front of them. I'm starting to think that maybe, I mean, if Jordan Cage can play this kind of game up to this level to where he's getting into your locked car, taking the championships because he knows he can, that's terrifying. And he might already be in the heads of the tag champions. I mean,
Commission might have just left the door unlocked. Maybe he did him a favor. Maybe he rolled up his window or something.
Why are you defending that?
Just saying, I'm not jumping. I don't know. I mean, why not?
But here's the thing. If Jordan Cage and Chris Owens are in the head of the tag champions, this match right here, they could steal those championships for real. So there's only one thing that you can do, and that's be there this Saturday for that match and figure out exactly who is going to be the tag champions at the end of it. But, gentlemen, quite a bit more to get to. As I turn my page here, we have another incredible matchup for singles competition. And I even consider this a bit of a showcase match between these two, sponsored by our good friends over at Hot Box Pizza. We have 2 returns. Matter of fact, when Sam Beal is going to go up against gorgeous Morgan Taylor. A lot of hair in that matchup, huh, Lurchy baby?
What a matchup! What a matchup we got going on that night, this Saturday night. Wow, I mean, the personalities are, I want to say one and the same. They are both turned to 11, but in completely different ways between the two. 12.
But maybe 12,
maybe 13.
I mean, why stop there? 14, 15. I was just seeing if you could count any higher than that. But this match is a lot of hair, it is a lot of personality, and it's a lot of flavor. But outside of that, there is a lot to go into it, too, because both of these men are looking for a victory here at Emerge big time. Sam Beal coming off recent losses against folks like PB Smooth, and Morgan Taylor in his debut here wasn't able to get the victory over Jeremy Hadley. So this is the way that you do it. This is the way that you work your way up to the top, right, Kamish?
Right. Again, we've mentioned the fact that sometimes in Emerge there are no bad losses. There are chances to showcase yourself, and that's what we're doing in this bout. As John mentioned, it's really a showcase bout to see who can rise to the top.
I'm just wondering who's going to have more diamonds this Saturday at Diamonds Are Forever. I mean, this has got to be the matchup for it.
It's got to be the matchup for it. We know who doesn't have the diamonds, though, and that actually goes into our next matchup, because our next matchup after that is going to be for the women's championship. And I mentioned we know who doesn't have any diamonds anymore, because Selena Dean, she's not going to be defending the title in this one, is she, Lurch?
Look, she still has diamonds. She doesn't have the diamonds. She doesn't have the gold that she wants cherished. So
Sure.
Why do you have to? What are you talking about me? What do you have to bring that up? And
you've been so sad and so down and like you need a vacation. I mean, has she reached out about when the next vacation is?
No, I have not. I have not heard from Selena since Emergence Day.
I'm shocked.
Wow.
I'm absolutely shocked by that. But this matchup, I tell you what, this is a matchup that could once again main event anywhere in the country. And that's because the new Emerge Women's Champion, Marty Bell, will be making her first defense against the Queen of the North, Freya the Slayer. Gentlemen, what a matchup that is going to be, sponsored by our good friends over at the Columbus Bar.
Couldn't do it without them.
Couldn't do it without them. And I tell you what, we couldn't do this without you, because to bring in a talent like Freya the Slayer, it's an incredible get.
Well, it's also easy when your new champion comes to you with a list of
No kidding.
top talent she wants to face in Emerge, and Freya was at the top
And
of that
she
list.
chose
She
to-
chose Freya, and it was an easy call to make.
My goodness. I mean, Marty Bell, since the moment that she's gotten here, has made waves and sent messages. I mean, that first matchup against Selena Dean, sorry to bring it back up, Lurch, but it divulged into a hardcore match out of nowhere. And Marty Bell is not typically that kind of performer, that kind of wrestler to where she's going to put herself in those dangerous situations. But as we mentioned at the event, she's from Brooklyn. She's built like that. And so she sent that message that she's willing to do anything it takes to win in that matchup. So for her to call out Freya the Slayer, what a message that is.
And I'm thinking, what a way to elevate the Emerge Women's Championship.
Absolutely, and that's what that championship is for talent like Marty Bell. And it could be for talent like Freya the Slayer, too.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense now why a commissioner
What?
changed that, made sure it was a no disqualification match.
Selena brought that upon herself. That whole championship reign of she brought that upon herself.
Ever since the flyer for this match was posted last week, people have been talking about this matchup this Saturday, Commish. I know exactly what you're up to. I know exactly what you're thinking.
He's just looking for incredible matchups, and this one is certainly going to be that, because these two women haven't even faced one-on-one together. This is going to be the first time that they've stood eye to eye. They've been in showcase matches before, but it is a completely different animal when you are going one-on-one. So in this matchup, you know, Marty, she used her upbringing for that last matchup to get the victory. She is going to have to use her in-ring acumen for this one, because Freya, she's got the size advantage in that.
She does, and although Marty's got a considerable speed advantage, Freya is no slouch in that department.
One thing is for certain, that matchup could be Dark Horse Match of the Night and Match of the Year, and you absolutely will not want to miss it this Saturday. That's once again Marty Bell defending her championship against Freya the Slayer. And gentlemen, we still have another half of the card to get to. It always shocks me when we get to this point. I'm like, we still got more matches? Yes, and it gets better and better. We have another singles competition. This one brought to you by our good friends over at Test RxMD, where this is going to be a proving grounds for both of these men here, because we're going to be seeing top-notch Jason Hodge go up one-on-one against Dancing Deontay Davis. How excited are you that Deontay's back in there? We get a little bit of the groove going.
I don't know about excited about Deontay, but I'm happy to see Jason Hodge. I like what I've been seeing out of him lately.
Hey, it's hard not to like it. I mean, the dude is a national talent for a reason. He screams superstar, and when he got here to Emerge, it might have been a bit of a rocky start for him. Didn't quite get the victories that he wanted to, but you want to talk about quality victories. He certainly got one last month against Jack Price, who did make that inspired run in the State of Emergency tournament. So this is where I kind of mean, Commish, that this is a proving grounds for these two men, because Jason Hodge looking to continue that hot streak coming off of that victory. And Deontay Davis himself had a hot streak. He made it to the second round of the State of Emergency tournament, and he wants to come back and prove his mettle against a guy who, he feels like it might be kind of taking a spot.
And it's all about momentum. You want that momentum that'll get you to that eventual title shot. And I imagine this match will have could have title ramifications for both men.
It absolutely could. And I mean, they are definitely both championship quality. So we're going to see. It's going to be a clash of styles, but their hunger for victory is going to be the same. So one man is going to walk out of that match victor and one man is going to walk out loser, and we'll see what happens at that point. But you're only going to be able to find out, once again, this Saturday, February 3rd at Emerge 75, Diamonds Are Forever. And gentlemen, it really starts to get down to the wire with these matchups, because this next one, although it is singles competition, you want to talk about title ramifications, that is this matchup right here. Brought to you by our good friends over at Columbus Pal Boxing. We are going to be seeing the Urban Playboy, Pretty Boy Smooth, go up against Big Beef. Toss fight. I mean, what other way could you possibly describe that one?
You've done it perfectly.
And so for this matchup, we talk about title ramifications, and that's because these two men are quite possibly two of the hottest stars here in Emerge. But for Beef, I don't even think I know who that man is anymore.
I mean, you know, that is a very interesting question, John Gates. That is a very interesting, and I think, you know, who does know Beef? I mean, Beef came in. Did anybody actually know the real Beef on his way in the first place? I mean,
I never quite thought about that, I'll be honest with you. I mean, he never really, I guess, showed his true colors at that point, because he was always aggressive. He was always going to be on the attack, be on the hunt, and looking for a fight, but not in the way that he did when he made his return. Of course, at the event where we saw Braden Lee, you know, going for that. But Beef attacked Justin Kyle in that Emerge Championship matchup. And then after that, he decided to continue taking his anger out on Dylan Cole, of all people. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but like Dylan didn't really deserve that, I don't think.
I mean, he was in the ring. He knew what he was signing up for. I mean, I questioned his judgment, if you recall, last month.
You did,
and you know, I mean,
that might be the only thing that you're right about. But that doesn't mean that Beef.
Not the only thing.
I mean that. But that's the thing, is that I still don't think Dylan deserved what happened to him. Dylan definitely didn't deserve to see what happened to his father, Damian Cole Beef, delivering that pile driver. But enough about Beef, because Pretty Boy Smooth on the other end of the court there, he is on his own little bit of, you know, a hot streak, looking to get back into title contention, and this is a victory that would do it for him over a contender like Beef.
Without question, John.
Without question. And because in this one, too, I feel like for Pretty Boy Smooth, because for somebody like Beef, he took months and months off. Like, we didn't see him here at Emerge. He wasn't wrestling talent. He didn't have matches here. And for Pretty Boy Smooth, he's been here month after month. I mean, win or loss, he was there putting on, you know, match of the night contenders there. I mean, I know that Beef kind of felt like Justin Kyle was jumping in the line, but don't you think Pretty Boy Smooth would have those same feelings about Beef?
No doubt. I mean, Pretty Boy Smooth, both of these two are stars throughout the country. I mean, we've seen them making waves, and no doubt about it, would Pretty Boy Smooth be in this picture with Beef. But the question is, I think you kind of alluded to a point there. I mean, Beef must be upset with someone here. I wonder who that could be.
Beef's got no beef with me. It should have no beef with me. Beef not being in Emerge has nothing to do on our end, on my end. I've tried to book Beef ever since the last time we've seen him. He's wanted more money. I don't know where it came from. It's just it was like a switch was flipped. He wanted more money. He was wanting more consent. He wanted to book his own matches, and that's not the way we do things here. And he takes issue with it. I'm sorry.
And I mean, for Beef, like, we know the talent that Beef brings, but to get a championship match, he's just going to have to do it this way. And he could get started back on that track this Saturday against Pretty Boy Smooth. So there's only one thing to say, and that's let the best man win, and the best man will win on Saturday. But gentlemen, as you've noticed, we do still have two championship matches to talk about, and that's because these are two highly anticipated matchups. The first of which, sponsored by our good friends over at Greenlight Auto, is a match months in the making, and that's because Lord Crew has made his intentions known for quite a while now that not only does he want Chet Ripley, but he wants what Chet Ripley has, and that is the Outbreak Championship. This was destined to happen, right?
It was foretold by Lord Crew himself. He said he was going after the Outbreak title. He told Chet to his face, "I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your belt." You got to wonder if you might be onto something. And
the scary part about all of that is that Lord Crew has had every opportunity to attack Chet Ripley.
Oh, yeah.
Behind his back, do all this sorts of stuff, and he hasn't.
Which makes him scarier.
It does make him scarier because he's picking his spots. We've seen the kind of brutality. He's called merciless. Yeah. We're going to see brutality in this matchup.
Absolutely, and Chet Ripley can play all the mind games he wants. He can put all the scary music behind his promos that he wants to. He can even bring Mom ringside. Lord Crew is on a mission to take that Outbreak Championship away from you, Chet, and there's not much you can do about it. I hate to break to you.
Hold on just a second.
You might want to protect Mom that night, this Saturday.
Okay, but hold on just a second, because this whole time we've been talking about how, oh my goodness, Chet's in an Outbreak Championship match. We can't believe this. Oh my goodness, Chet almost won a championship match. Now look at him. He's champion. Nobody expected him to be here. And not only is he champion, he's got victories over Jeffrey John and international superstar Cole Radrick. Lurch, it's time to realize that Chet is for real about this stuff. We've seen it night in and night out from him. You shake your head all you want. And here's the thing, too, about that is that Lord Crew, he cannot go into this match expecting to win, thinking that he already has the matchup won. Because, hey, if I'm going to be real with you guys, can Lord Crew do it in the big moments? Think about this. Yes. His first time ever here, he lost that Emerge Championship matchup. Okay, fair enough. Your first time there, a lot going on. He makes it all the way through the State of Emergency tournament. Trailblazing through that tournament, and then loses to Mikey by roll-up. And it's not just Mikey's a phenomenal talent, but I think Lord Crew was looking ahead. Can Lord Crew do it in the biggest moment here?
Yes, and then this Saturday night we will have a new Outbreak champion, and I will finally have to quit hearing about Mom and having to see her looking at me during matches.
Is that an official Lurch prediction?
He gives a lot of those, don't he? Hey, we're going to see, because not only is Chet coming off incredible victories, but Crew himself has been going on a tear, coming off of victories against the likes of Jason Hodge and Trey Lamar and Pretty Boy Smooth. That is a good resume to have. But can he win it all? Can he win the big one finally? We'll see this Saturday if Lord Crew can take that championship off of Chet Ripley's hands. But, gentlemen, it all comes down to this. The main event for this Saturday at Emerge 75 Diamonds are forever. We are going to find out who is the real, true Emerge champion. And that's because Paragon's first defense after defeating Daniel Eads is going to be against none other than trouble-free Braden Lee. Gentlemen, sponsored, as always, by our good friends over at Alicia Roberts Insurance. What can you even say about that matchup?
Wow. That's what, this Saturday night. Wow.
It doesn't get easier once you win the title.
No, it's never going to get easier. And it's going to be an interesting matchup for a number of different reasons. Because, of course, Braden Lee, he probably could have had this in his first matchup back, is a championship match. And that's simply because Braden never lost the championship. He vacated it for fatherly duties. And that's commendable. Absolutely commendable. And he comes back to Emerge, gets a victory over Trey Lamar. We were wondering, does he still have it? Is there going to be some ring rust? And going up against one of the hottest talents in Lamar, he proved that he does still have it.
No rust.
And I've been noticing that Braden has starting to look at priorities a little bit different way. Sometimes he's in his maybe daily life, he's running out of time. Maybe he's looking towards somebody to manage that time.
Are you talking about Morty? I saw that. No. I saw that. That was a poor attempt at trying to leech off of somebody, knowing that Daniel Eads is now gone.
No, that's not at all what was going on. I didn't mention Mortimer Blankenship III by name at all.
Of course, we did see that. We saw Morty.
Great manager.
Yes,
I've
of
ever
course.
met.
Of course. It's because he's the only one who's still taking you on them trips. We did see Morty. You know, he probably did put a little bug in Braden's ear because I know that Braden did want to do it the right way. He wanted to work his way back up to that championship, even though he could have called his shot as soon as he got back in here. And Morty's the one telling him, hey, you know, go ahead and you need to be a champion. Braden didn't quite like his advances, though. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need management in that way. Braden Lee's going to do it his own way, and he could do it this Saturday. Could be a 2-time Emerge champion, but that's only if he can outlast and if he can survive the world's most dangerous game in Paragon, because as we saw, Paragon took out the unbeatable Daniel Eads. I thought Eads was going to hold that championship forever.
And we saw Daniel Eads retire, take his boots off in the ring that night. You have to commend Paragon for that achievement. Did not expect that. And I mean, there's no telling what the future stores for the Purple One, but I'm hoping that, decisions regarding, the future are made quite
with some thought, but that was with some thought. There was a lot of critical thought into that matchup, and both of those men put themselves in that position. They knew what they were getting into. Now, what I will say is as much as I abhorred what Daniel Eads would have done over the years, I do thank him quite a bit, because that was a big emotional moment for a lot of people, whether you liked him or not. But Kamish, that even raises the question, like, that's an emotional high for somebody like Paragon. We've seen champions in other sports, whether it's football, basketball, or something like that. You reach such a emotional high, and there's a crash afterwards. Can that come into play here?
You got to wonder. I mean, once you reach the top of the mountain, where else is there to go?
And I was going to say with proper management, John Gates. Thank you.
Oh, with
Thank
proper
you for
management.
finishing that sentence.
Yep, I got that. But here's the thing, too, and maybe Braden will need some proper management. I don't know, because our biggest question when Braden Lee was still Emerge champion was, yes, he's getting these victories, but how'd he do it? He was doing them by roll-up. He had to roll up his competitors to win those matches. Now, he did get those victories. He definitely got those strong victories, but we saw that roll-up come into play once again against Trey Lamar. So I almost have to think, like, Braden might look like he still has it. Maybe he's just a step too behind.
Well, nobody's asking Braden Lee to change his game athletically at all. But, consider your options going forward. There could be.
Is he an inside agent? This is incredible. Braden's not even here. Who's he selling that to?
I imagine he gets a percentage.
A percentage of
All right, let's continue. Let's talk about this Saturday. Let's not talk about.
Yes, I would love to do that, because actually we're at the end of it. With our main event all wrapped up, you heard the card, and it is a tremendous one. Once again, that is going to be this Saturday at Emerge 75. Diamonds are forever. The date is February 3rd, 2024. You'll need to go to emergewrestling.com right now. I know they have that video, picture-in-picture thing on your phone, so you better go do it right now, because tickets are absolutely going fast. We don't even know if there's going to be any available at the door. So you'll want to get those tickets. Call the hotlines on the promotional graphics. Go to emergewrestling.com. Reach out to us right here on Facebook to get your tickets. But, gentlemen, what do you say?
I say Saturday is going to be a heck of an event.
I say let's get to Saturday. So from John Gates, AEW Lurch, and Commissioner Chris Slow, we will see you then.